Okay, so for this video, this is part 2 of ISO to ortho. And the first video, we kind of went over some stuff and we went over the plan view. And now we're going to be trying to draw the other two views, which is the front view and the right side view. So our front view is this, and our right side view is going to be this one. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is I'm just going to kind of split this front. And right. Okay, so the steps are very similar to the plan view, okay, except we don't use the compass. Okay, so we don't use the isometric compass. So what I want to highlight is don't use ISO compass. Okay, so for both of these, we're going to be thinking, and I'm just going to write these in bullets, is left, right, up, down. Left, right, up, down. Okay. The next bullet, if you want to put in your notes, is it's going to be the same as from the plan view, is we want to pick a good starting point. And again, that means that you want to pick something as close to you as possible. And we'll talk about that when we get into this. And then the next step again would be the fitting lines, just to make sure that we have the right fitting lines. So let's start on our front view drawing. We'll start here. So my big key is we want to draw our stick person. Okay. And the big key here for me is we want our arms to be parallel to this 30-degree line, the horizontal line here. Okay, we're not always going to have this box, so it's going to be a little bit trickier, but the more you practice this, the more you're going to be able to recognize this 30-degree horizontal line. Okay, so as long as that line is parallel. So if I draw my arms parallel, if we look at it like that, those arms would be pretty much parallel. Okay. So over here, I'm going to put left and I'm going to put right. I'm going to put a little nose here, just indicating what direction we're looking. Okay, so that's my stick man, and it's looking left, right, up, down from that angle. We're not using that compass anymore. In a future video, we're going to tie all this together, and we'll really show why we won't want to use it. But for now, this I think we'll do. Okay, so if we're going to draw our front view. Okay, we're going to be starting again. Do we start here? Do we start there? Or do we start here? Okay, and I can't stress this enough. This is really going to help you draw these a lot easier if you pick the correct one. Okay, obviously, if our person is over here standing here, this is the furthest away possible. So we're definitely not going to want to start here when we're doing our front view. Okay. And so now the decision becomes, is it here or is it here? Okay. My preference here would be, let's just label this side, this end A. Okay. Because A is, again, closest to us. If we're standing right here, this pipe goes away from us. So all this pipe over here is further away from us. Okay. If we were thinking of it as a compass and this was north, this would be the furthest south on the line. Everything this way is north. Okay, so all of this would be further north from us than this end right here. So I like starting at this end right here. Okay, so that would be the first thing I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw what I see here. And what I see here is an open end of a pipe. Okay, I can see, imagine the stick person further back. And if they're looking, all they would see is an open end of a pipe here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw an open end of a pipe, which, as we saw earlier in the ILM, is symbolized by a circle and a dot. Okay, so we see the circle and a dot, but what we don't see is anything right here. All we see is that circle and a dot. So that takes care of that whole entire line. Okay, but we do see, when we're standing here, we do see a pipe going this way now. Okay, and what direction is that? Well, don't scream that that's east because of the ISO compass, because again, we're not using the ISO compass. We're using our arm right here. So what direction is that? That's left to right. So if I go over here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line going left to right from my open end of a pipe. So I have an open end, and then I have a line going left to right. So now that takes care of this line right here. Okay. And then what does it do? It goes down. Okay. So from this right side, it goes down. So that's everything that we can see. We can't see what's going on behind here. And that's why we need 2 or more views when we're going from ortho to iso, because it would be very hard to take this drawing and reproduce this not knowing what's behind here. Okay. So in our steps, we did the left, right, up, down. We drew the stickmen. Okay. We followed our lines, and now we want to finish with our fitting lines. Okay. This fitting and line and this fitting line here are going to be hidden behind this end of a pipe. But we do see this fitting line, and we're going to see the fitting lines that make up the 90. So we have to put this fitting line in, which in this case, this horizontal pipe joins a vertical line. So it's just going to be a vertical line. Okay. And then our 90s are pretty straightforward. Vertical pipe, vertical fitting line. Vertical pipe joining a horizontal pipe, parallel. So this right here is going to be parallel to that, and this right here is going to be parallel to that. So this symbol shows us that we have a threaded 90. Okay, so that takes care of the front view. Let's go ahead and do an right side view here, and I'm just going to erase some of this stuff here. Okay, you can always go back on the video if you want more stuff. Okay, so the right side view would be very similar. We're thinking left, right, up, down. We're not thinking north, south, west, east. We're just following our left, right, up, down. So one of the first things we're going to want to do, again, like what we did on the front, is we're going to draw our stick person in here. So I draw my stick person. Okay, doesn't have to be a Picasso drawing, just a nice little stick person with the nose indicating the direction they're looking. The next thing you want is you want to draw these arms. Again, this is the crucial part. You want them to be parallel or on the same plane as this horizontal line right here. Okay, so if you look, this would be parallel to this line right here. Okay, just erase that. Okay, so, and again, I'm going to label it left, right. Okay, so now the next step is we're going to actually pick a starting point like we did on the other one. So I'm just going to label this A, B, and C. Just going to give you a second or pause the video and decide which one you think would be the best starting point. If you chose A, you're absolutely correct. Can you get it from B or C? Yes, you can. It's just a little bit harder to draw. Okay, so that's why I think this is a crucial step, picking which spot to start. Okay, so I would start with A. So I'm going to erase B and C, and I'm going to start right here. Okay, and what's happening here with our pipe? It's going up. So I go over here, and I'm just going to draw a line going up. Okay, now what happens here is we have a pipe going away from us. If we're standing right here, this pipe is going away from us. And that's why I wanted to pick this starting point over here, because everything from here on is further away from us than this pipe right here. Okay, so again, from an earlier ILM, we see the back of an elbow. So the back of an elbow is going to be symbolized like this. Okay, circle with a line going halfway through it. Okay, so that circle with the line going halfway through it is going to cover all of this. We don't see any of that. Okay, so all of this we don't see. Okay, but we do see this vertical line, and we do see the back of an elbow. And if we're standing far enough back, we don't see this line going here, but we still do see this line going this way and this line going this way. Nothing is in the way of that. Okay, so essentially going from that circle with a line halfway through it, we have one line going what direction? To the left, and we have one line going what direction? To the right. So I come back over here, and all I'm going to do is go one to the left, one to the right. Okay, so that takes care of this part, and that takes care of that part. Okay, so we have a line going up, pipe away, and then one line going left, one going right. And again, you can see why in the future, it's going to be very hard to go from ortho to iso with just one drawing. You're going to have to combine drawings to be able to do this. Okay. So the last step again would be to put our fitting lines in. Okay. So which fitting lines do we see? I'm just going to erase this. Which fitting lines do we see? We see this one, we do not see this, and we do not see this. So we see 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this line is going up and it's joining a horizontal pipe. So we're going to put a horizontal fitting line in. Okay. These two are the same with the T. Okay. So this one here is a horizontal pipe and it's joining a vertical pipe. So we're going to have a vertical fitting line. Okay. So that should be it. It kind of covers the left side, or sorry, the front side, the right side, and the plan view. In the next video, we're going to kind of combine them and start doing all three views from one isometric drawing.